this has just been wonderful listening to all the fellows out there, and I'm very fortunate to introduce Pedro Doukas, who joined our team as our sustainability fellow this summer. He came to us from UNH's mechanical engineering program, and he has been an absolute pleasure to work with. He always comes with a positive attitude. He brings a lot of energy to our group here, and a willingness to help and engage in thoughtful decisions. I find Pedro, being one of the younger ones in our college here, in the program here, has such creative and thoughtful ideas. He really did wonderful in that. He worked very well independently or with others, and brought the creative and practical ideas to tackle several challenges. Additionally, he has worked to expand the impact he's been doing in our college across the whole university. I can't wait, because I'm so pleased that Pedro is going to continue to work with us after the summer here, join us in working with our makerspace and bringing that sustainable vision throughout the college, and hopefully we can expand that farther in the university. I'd love to see CEPS become kind of a test bed and role model for reducing our waste that we see here. So without any further ado, I'll let Pedro go on to what he worked on with us through the summer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. That was really nice of you. So let's just start talking about waste. Next slide, please. So my fellowship had 3 different aspects or challenges, which I'll get to, but they all follow this data analysis and solution structure, whether I was just given a data set to analyze or I had to create a solution to an issue that was known. The first aspect of my fellowship really regarded concrete and asphalt generated by the civil and environmental engineering labs. I started with gathering data on the amount of waste and the type of waste that was generated, and I was able to find a recycling plant that could accept commingled construction debris, which gave us a virtually 0% chance of contamination, which was the big problem at the previous plant. There was no cost increase to have this diverted, and looking at historical data, we approximate that 85 tons of material will be reprocessed in the next 5 years to usable goods. Next slide, please. The second part of my fellowship really regarded on electronic waste, and this is just general IT goods. UNH uses a safe electronic equipment disposal program to track the items that are disposed of, and I analyzed data going back all the way for 2014 to gather the approximate weight of items in each item type. Using the EPA's environmental weight standards and just other average data, I estimated that nearly 60,000 pounds, or 4 African elephants worth of electronics, were disposed of, with an additional 800 scientific items that I couldn't estimate, as they're very specific and diverse. I improved the form to actually submit items to SEED to allow for better data processing and easier sorting in the future. Coincidentally, also a new vendor was chosen to handle this seed waste, and I was able to push on their end for proper data collection, which will allow UNH to report waste generation and diversion way more accurately. Next slide, please. As I mentioned before, there were 800 additional scientific items that were disposed of through SEED. In the last couple of years, a new initiative was actually set to sell this surplus equipment because it had residual value. So first, let me define surplus. This is any equipment or item that's unused at the moment at UNH and likely will not see any future use. So my role was to mature the program and actually assist in efficient sales and gathering of this surplus equipment. Working with the chemistry department, I looked at known surplus items and gathered information about unknown surplus items. And so I sorted the inventory by age to work with the oldest equipment, as they're likely to be the most surplus. And so 60% of equipment actually acquired in the 2000s was surplus. And working this backlog of items, I was able to set up $20,000 worth of instruments for sale. And so the improved framework allows us to catch this surplus equipment faster, which not only just brings revenue back to the college, but actually increases the value of that item as it's newer, and it prevents it from degrading while being not in use. This revenue brings back, like I said, this brings back revenue to the college, and it can also give others the ability to obtain instruments that they wouldn't be able to purchase brand new due to the expensive pricing. So I learned many things from this opportunity here. Being able to work this position allowed me to improve my education and impact regarding sustainability, but also everyone around UNH. My work will directly support UNH in meeting its sustainability goals, but also it allows UNH to be an example community to many others looking to improve their sustainability. I've realized that the main infrastructure for sustainability is already there. There just needs one person to initiate that change, which then everyone else can adapt to. And so one of the best ways to do that is by taking this quantitative control of your waste. And this way it allows you to make improvements based on just waste reduction and reprocessing, which contributes to a very strong circular economy. Just to wrap up, I'd like to thank everyone here who worked hard to support me, my fellow fellows who are just really eager to talk to me and give me advice, as well as the advisors for setting all this up here and meeting with me, and my mentors, Kevin and Jesse, as well as everyone else at the TSC for just being so nice and supportive. So thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pedro. Lots of kudos coming in and great data. That's amazing. $20,000 already back for UNH. Love that. We have a question from Cameron. What is next for the fall for this project? Yeah, also great to hear that you're going to stay on board.
Yeah, so definitely for the fall next year, especially toward the end, once you hit January or just December, we'll be able to see what the data for the electronic waste is for year 2023. And because I sorted it by year, you can actually see trends per year and this different types. So we're hoping to see a lot less scientific equipment going to seed, because once we're able to sell that, we can get revenue back, as I said before. But also, I've been working with the Sustainability Institute regarding general bins that people can put small electronics in to recycle. So that's one way that we can continue, as well as also starting just plastic bag recycling, because as in the College of Engineering, you get a lot of buy a lot of parts and stuff, and they all end up coming in these plastic bags. So just a way to recycle that instead of just having to throw away pounds and pounds of plastic each month.
That sounds amazing, Pedro. Yeah, you're hearing good feedback. Stephanie's saying, what a great project and presentation. This will serve as an excellent model, kind of building on that. I wondered maybe to you or to Kevin, this sounds like we should be doing this across campus, right? And then at other campuses, I'm sure people will be reaching out. What do you think about the transferability of it to other departments and other campuses?
Well, I'll say absolutely. I mean, what Pedro has brought, attention to us here, and what we're trying to implement here within CEPS certainly has ability to transfer, from our analytical instruments. Not all of our colleges, have the analytical instruments and as much of the instrumentation as COLSA certainly does. Some others do. So these practices can be adopted by them, I think, hopefully fairly easily. Obviously, with plastic bag recycling and that improvement, that's always an area here at UNH, not just within CEPS, that we've struggled and we want to improve on. If we can work here to really fine tune within this college, maybe within Kingsbury Hall here, because we're the largest academic building on campus, if we can fine tune a system of easily recycling, I think we can spread that across to the rest of the college and other campuses well. So I look forward to trying to help university in these other areas with Pedro's ideas and moving it forward. It's kind of exciting.
Fantastic.